Hey guys, Eric Leusha here, and this is a continuation of my app and startup videos, or series. Hey everybody, Eric Leusha here. This is a continuation of my app and startup series. I've been getting a lot of responses from my other videos, and if you watched it, that means you learn about your customer discovery process, you learn who your customer market is, you learn who your target audience is, and the difference between your customer and your target audience, and you did a lot of research. So if you did all the actual work and you actually did the work, I'm gonna assume you did. I know it's a lot of work, but I'm gonna assume you did. So if you're serious about your app, go back to my other videos and actually do the work. So if you did the work and now you're at this step I feel is one of the most important steps. I'm gonna say that about all the steps because they're all very important, but this step is one of the money savers, because my job is to save you as much money as I possibly can, right? So you've done all that, so now the next step is two processes, your wireframe and your flowchart. Now, your wireframe is pretty much like the blueprint / skeleton for your designer, because before you even get it to your developer, you have to design it first. And the one mistake that a lot of people make is they assume that the designer is a professional and a pro and they know what they want from the app. No, that's not a thing. The designer is not gonna know what you want for your app. You have to let your designer know that you're paying how you want your app to flow. So you build this thing called the wireframe, which can honestly be done on, PowerPoint. I do all mine on PowerPoint. And it's, the little shapes with the squares and the rectangles and the circles. Literally, all you do is pull up PowerPoint and you just draw a little square, pretty much how a phone looks, and you put buttons where you want things to be. So if you want your logo right there, you put a little square, you put logo. You want your profile picture to be right there, you put a little square, you put profile, or you put a circle, you want profile. However you want it to look. Literally, that's the wireframe. And that small thing, that small little thing that you do will save your designer a lot of time and save you a lot of money because you do it yourself. Now, if you don't have a wireframe, you just got money, you just balling and stuff like that, then pay for somebody to do your wireframe. But typically speaking, when you're a startup and you're kind of just on a shoestring budget, you want to do it yourself. And it's a good experience to get it done yourself. So do your own wireframe. Look it up, wireframe. Literally, you can do it on PowerPoint. And now after the wireframe is done, then you do the flow chart. The flow chart is more so for your developer. You don't really need it for your designer. The flow chart is really something that is kind of how you describe to your developer how you want your app to move, how you want it to function. So when your designer designs the app and it looks all beautiful, they take your wireframe and then they put a whole bunch of colors and all your logos and all to make it beautified and stuff like that. Then you go to the flow chart. The flow chart can be done in PowerPoint as well, where literally you put squares and you say, all right, so if somebody press this button, I want you to take them here to this screen. And if they press this button, I want you to take them to this screen. It's the flow of your app, how you want your app to flow. Sometimes people get the flow chart confused with the user experience. The user experience, which is the UI, what they call it in tech space. The UI is pretty much how the user experience your app. Now, I highly recommend hiring a professional for your UI, honestly, because I try to do that myself, and a lot of times when you don't know your user behavior, you don't have experience in designing the psychology of how somebody's gonna treat your app, it's good to have a UI kind of help you with the functionalities. So we've covered wireframe, which is very important to save you money for your designer, and flowchart, which is how your app flows, the functions that move. Next week, I'm gonna talk about, well, actually, I don't know if I'm gonna do a spiritual video next week, but the week after next, I'm gonna do a video on function lists, coming up with your function list and why it's so important and why you don't need to have all the functions at once. I recommend reading a book called The Lean Startup. The Lean Startup is one of the best books out there for startups because it pretty much tells you how to micromanage yourself by only focusing on the most important things and not focusing on trying to like be the super app of all apps like I did. I have all the functions, and you don't want to do that. You want to just pretty much have one major goal. Your app does this and it does this very well, and then focus on that, okay? So when you're doing your wireframe and you're doing your flow chart, don't have so many different boxes where it does this and that and this and that. No. Keep it really simple. Let your flow chart be simple. My app does this, and then it does this, and then it does that. The designer, the developer will love you. It'll save you money, and it'll save you time, and you can actually test your app in the market based off the minimum functions that you currently have. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Keep watching my videos. Thank you for watching the videos. I do appreciate that. I'm really doing this so I can get as much information as I can as possible. So when somebody asks me a question, I can just say, hey, just go to this video. This video, I'll cover it here. Saves me time, saves you money. Great. Love you. Bye.